lined up on the grid as they wait for the lights to go out. The revs are building. Let's go racing!
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, punters of all ages, we welcome you to another special edition Wheel-to-Wheel live stream where we're doing 30 minutes of qualifying action at Mount Panorama. Joining me in commentary this week is once again Corbin. Welcome, Corbin.
Well, hello.
And on visuals we have the ever-reliable Hammy to the Bone. Welcome, Hammy.
Yeah, you going, guys?
Guys, tonight we're going to see a few of the heavyweights out. We've certainly got, you would have noticed, Apex is on track, but joining him is Zoo. We've also got Touchy and DJ Stefko. So quite a few of the heavyweights of the league here tonight.
Yep, certainly a few heavyweights, and particularly a lot of the guys that regularly feature at the pointy end Division 2.
Yeah,
will be certainly looking like they want to make an impact, and these will be the guys really vying for pole in Division 2 for the race.
Yeah, well, certainly we'll see people like Apex, and we'll see people like Zoo vying for pole in Split 1. I definitely think that Touchy, who will be going out in that Viper, he will be one to look for too, because although he's had issues with fuel and tyre wear during the season, it's not an issue tonight. That thing has got magnificent one-lap pace everywhere.
Most certainly, the Viper is a handy car, and certainly DJ has been able to maximise the performance out of that car on a regular basis in qualifying.
Yeah, he has. So as they're heading around for their first lap at the moment, our first guy out is DCE Racing. He's driving that McLaren with a very signature sound to it. It's very unique. You can't mistake that anywhere.
Oh, certainly not.
With looks as though a Bathurst 12-hour livery on his car.
I would guess so.
I'm not familiar with it, but he's got the Liqui Moly decal, so which will be really handy. Having that Liqui Moly decal, he'll be able to transport that over to GT7, as you'd be fully aware, Corbin.
Oh, most well, actually, no. Sorry to the ladies and gentlemen, I'm not aware. Would you like to elaborate?
Oh, well, you sort of, you let us all know last night in that exclusive unveiling of information, so I was just following along with that. And following along with DCE, we have Mid Risky. He's got his typical serial killer's livery on at the moment, so either holding his cards close to his chest or he's not running a retro round livery for this time. And Bozza, third on track, he's got the BOC Gases livery, which is and Wilson Security, so he is he's running a retro Bathurst 1000 livery.
Yep. I believe we don't have a card for this, but this is based off of a BOC car raced by Jason Bright.
Yep, that'd be Jason Bright for
Brad Jones.
Brad Jones, yes. And fourth on track, Apex Humper. So what sort of lap lap time are we going to see from Apex? He did the wheel-to-wheel lap guide for us at this track in this car and posted a 1:59.2. I actually think that he'll do better than that. We could see a 1:58.
Oh mate, a 1:58 would be absolute scenes, and I would say if he does a 58, he's going to do it. He's going to be quick on track and doing it in style with a beautiful Team Kiwi Racing livery, based off of the debut car that Shane Van Gisbergen ran in 2007.
Really, the debut car? Okay. So, Country Allegiance is running strong in Apex Humper. Following him on track is Zoo, who will also be extremely quick tonight. He's a split one driver, in the same team as Apex, in the same car, and running the Newlon livery on his car.
Yep, certainly a livery that, I'd assume most people haven't seen before, but it certainly looks beautiful out there on track.
Yeah, when I first saw a glimpse of it, initially I thought it was the Pertec livery that Ambrose ran on his cars, but not to be. And then Bozza, who is running the BAC gases, isn't he? Have we already spoke about Bozza and he's missed somewhere?
Have.
Or
We have.
so we don't have two people running BOC gas liveries?
No.
All right, then Gordo in the Mustang.
At least somebody here is running a Mustang, so good luck, Bozza. Not Bozza, Gordok. Sorry,
Gordok.
I can't get that BOC livery. We've mentioned him twice already. There we go, that's 3 times. You got your airtime you wanted, Bozza.
Yeah.
Gordok in that nice camouflage Mustang livery.
Yeah, it looks nice. They're a sexy looking car, the Mustangs. And then Spence sitting in the pits with his Cocoa Pops.
He must be tucking into a bowl of Cocoa Pops as we speak.
Yep. He's not happy to go out on track. Spence is a plasterer from up in Brisbane, and as he tells me, the tradies do get the ladies, so he might be a little bit busy off track at the moment.
But knowing Spence, that may not be the case.
But we've got some guys coming down Conrod at the moment. Mid-Risky showing third on track. It looks as though he's about to post a lap time. We've got nothing under 2 minutes at the moment. Stefko with the current fastest time of 2 minutes 0.9. We're definitely going to expect to see faster times than that as the night progresses.
I'm looking at live timings and I do see some purples.
Yep. Oh,
201.
there we go. Mid-Risky, yep, with a 201.
Apex with 59.4.
There we go. There's our first sub 2 minute time.
You want to do the driver profile or the DJ Stepco's livery?
If you
Missed it.
Oh, we missed describing his livery. Okay. This is a Holden VS Commodore driven by Peter Brock and Greg Murphy in the 1997 Australian Touring Car Championship. He chose this livery because this is the year he got to meet Brocky and get his signature, and was a special guest in the pit garage at Eastern Creek.
Right. Well, that was certainly a part of a golden era for Holden Racing Team. That was it was not long after that Murphy posted the Lap of the Gods, not for the Holden Racing Team, but certainly in a Holden.
Well, it was a satellite team, was it not?
Yeah, it was Kmart.
Yes.
Was their main sponsor.
It's always Kiwis bringing the goods to Bathurst.
Well, I've had many discussions with people about Peter Brock, and I do love to stir the pot a little bit. But I'll tell them that Peter Brock was no good at Bathurst until he got involved with Larry Perkins and Jim Richards. And Jim Richards is a Kiwi.
Yep. Although some people may not agree with that. He definitely is. This is the one time we really are going to cling on to somebody. We're
You
not
don't want to
gonna
cling
let
on to
Aussies
Van
take 'em.
Gisbergen or McLaughlin?
But there's no doubt they are Kiwis. But some people try to claim that Richards isn't a Kiwi. Well, he most certainly is, and we'd
No.
like to keep it that way.
So 159.4. I'm predicting Apex will go sub 159.
Oh. I think before the session had kicked off, I thought A58 might be a figment of imagination.
Yep.
Although Apex Humpers times are usually in the realm of imagination, he is that good. He's certainly looking like his early pace looks strong, that he may be there for a 58.
Yeah, well, Zoo, who is right behind him at the moment, has gone green through Sector 1. So it might be worthwhile just sticking with these guys throughout this lap. And let's follow Zoo and see what he can post. If he gets slipped from Apex, he's still blue, he's 2/10. If he gets slipped from Apex down Conrod, he could be on for an absolute ball terror of a lap here.
Oh yeah. Just got to keep it clean, get a good exit. A little bit of a slide, which isn't going to help, but he looks like he's still in the slipstream of Apex, which is going to
Yeah, I
be
think so.
beautiful for that overall time.
He is coming through Sector 3. Yeah, he's not green there, so he seems to have dropped off a little bit, but he's almost maxed out at 290 k's down Conrod. He's going to be on for a hot lap here, there's no doubt about it.
Oh, most certainly. It would almost appear that Apex might be helping drag Zoo along for a few laps, and then on with his lap.
We could see Damn Racing lock out 1-2 here. Well, Mid-Risky gets in with second, but then Zoo takes him with 2-0 flat, 0.4. And Stefko, yes, Stefko breaking up that party.
Oh yeah, the Viper bringing the goods so far. Although everyone is currently being embarrassed by a high-flying Apex, who is still about 8.5 tenths clear of the rest of the field.
Yeah, geez, if Zoo gets in front of him and gives him some slip, it's going to be bad news for everyone else in the league, because no one is going to get anywhere near him if he's doing low 159s without slip. We'll definitely see a 158 from him if he gets behind a car.
Dale has mentioned in the chat that Zoo has at least 7 tenths left in him, so that is something to be worried about if that is the case, because he will be right there with Apex in the mid to low 59s.
Yeah, look, Zoo is one of the quickest guys going around. If he can keep that thing straight out of penalties, he'll certainly be up there with Apex.
Certainly, he is a consistent performer in this league, and certainly be looking there to show everyone in this 30-minute qualifying session that he is.
I'm surprised to see. I'm surprised to see I shouldn't be, but I'm surprised to see the pace out of Mid-Risky in that Lexus.
Yeah, famously coined the Lex Arse last season, or a season before. Certainly bringing the goods so far, and he's certainly in a division title battle for Division 2 at the moment, looking like he's in the pole position to secure that. And
I think
certainly
like the way he gets better results out of that car than the car deserves most weeks, I believe.
Yep, which would certainly be cause for concern if he ever does get in what many may consider a faster car.
Yep. What have we got? We've got Stefko green through Sector 1, Apex purple through Sector 1. We've got Apex, Stefco, and Zoo all pretty close together on the track at the moment, and they are 1, 2, and 3. Apex is now behind Zoo on the track, so purple through sector 1. He's now following Zoo around. He could get some draft down Conrod Straight and smash this current best time this lap.
Oh, that's all slight brush of the wall there. But he's just holding it tight. What's the split saying? Oh, he's down 3.5 tenths.
Yeah, that second sector wasn't great for him. But 3.5 tenths is not a lot.
Although I am looking at that middle sector time individually, and that is a blistering time compared to everyone else, so it just shows the level of talent Apex does bring.
Yeah,
that a poor sector from him is good to everybody else, so...
Well, he doesn't have any draft going down Conrod, so unfortunately we're not going to see a 158 this lap. But maybe next lap?
Maybe next lap.
Stefco is about to cross the line as well in his Viper. Will we see improvement there?
No.
No.
Zoo, an improvement? No. Marginally no. And no improvement from Apex. Spending a bit of time out of pit lane, has now returned to pit lane.
I don't think he's posted a lap yet, has he?
No, he has not. He might be teasing us a little for what's yet to bring, but at this time he has failed to set a lap.
Well, as we scroll through them, Apex once again is he's on a, if he can stay behind Zoo, he'll be on a bit of a charge. So he's leading the way at the moment with a 159.4. Stefco is in second place with a 2:00.3. So only one person under the 2 minute barrier at the moment. We then have Zoo with a 2-minute 0.4. Mid Risky with a 2-minute 0.6. Touchy with a 2:01.3. Would really be expecting Touchy to improve on that. I think he'll go certainly into the 2 minutes. DCE, well, my timing is telling me that this is only DCE's second lap. Which I don't think that is correct.
Can confirm he is sitting on a 2-minute 1.387.
Yep, okay. We then have Bozza on a 2-minute 1.8, and Gordo, he's a bit further back in that Mustang, struggling to get a good lap. He's on 2:03.1. And Spence is out of the pits.
Well done, Spence. You found the pit exit. Let's go and set a lap time, mate.
So Stefco just posting a 2-minute 0.18.
Oh, he's getting close. Close to the
getting close.
area.
So that was his best lap so far. It needs another 0.2 to get under that 2 minutes. But Apex and I'm really surprised Apex and Zoo, they're part of the same team with Damn Racing, but they're not. Zoo is just staying far enough ahead to deny slip to Apex.
Or he might just be in it now. He might have just got in range. Certainly we saw the likes of Low Side and... Well, Zoo's just gone off at Skyline.
Yep.
And Apex is 2.5 tenths behind. We have seen, so far in these qualifying sessions, we have seen people work together to great effect. So it'd be interesting to see if the Zoo-Apex partnership can be fruitful overall.
Yeah, you're right. So it was was captain, and who was the other driver last night working together?
Ooh, it should be obvious. It should be obvious, and I apologise to the other driver. I am going to do my research.
Yeah, but they did work effectively well together.
Very
And
effectively, I think.
ended up posting second and third for the night. Or third
Captain
and fourth,
Lowside and Squiddy. Sorry, Squiddy. Especially considering your role in Wheel2Wheel as of late, so I do apologise for forgetting about you. Please let me stay in this combox. You have locked me in here for the past 3 days, so...
So we're not seeing at the moment anyone that's... Well, Stefko's gone green through Sector 1. So we might see some improvement on him.
And a quick update to our Wes Spence, he's back in pit lane. So, unfortunately there may be an issue that we don't know about, or he is just leaving it to the last minute and treating it like one-shot quali. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, he's leaving the pits.
He could have some hardware issues with his wheel.
Quite possibly.
But the beauty of it is, I mean, it is a 90-minute race.
Yeah.
260 odd kilometres we'll be covering. So qualifying, although it's nice to be up the front, it's certainly not the make or break of your race.
Correct. It is a great opportunity to make a statement in this qualifying session and avoid some of the chaos earlier on in the race. But in the grand scheme of things, as long as you don't get wiped out, you know, lap 1, turn 1, sometimes it may not be, it's not make or break for a race.
Well, even in the actual 1000, we've seen a couple of times now drivers come from last to first. I've seen Larry Perkins do it. I believe, did Mostert do it as well when he won?
Yes, that was with the dude, Paul Morris.
The dude.
Had to think there in the brain bank for a second.
So Apex, I've just been watching Apex and Zoo stroll around here too. Apex has slowed right down and let Zoo catch back up to him, so he's looking to help Zoo out, give him some slip, and maybe Zoo can get under that 2 minutes as well. Stefko is still running around by himself. He's just gone through Griffin's Bend and into the cutting. Second at the moment on our leaderboard, but still 6/10 behind Apex, so still a fair bit of ground to make up before these guys are really challenging.
Spence, I have a feeling, might be having hardware issues. I did see him go straight on at the chase, exit to the pits, and he's coming back out. I question whether this is actually more of a strategy from serial killers in which he is getting out in front of teammates and giving them a slipstream.
Yeah, he's just come on the track in front of Touchy, who is, of course, a serial killer.
Yes.
He's not racing this week either.
There we go. Well done, Corbin, on picking up that.
Well, as an expert of the strategy, doing it for what was for the team I was in last season, Shake and Bake Racing. I wasn't racing the last race and was giving them a help, or attempting to give them a helping hand. I didn't really do anything that effective, but yeah, just a strategy of just giving them a hand. You don't have to really worry too much about your own lap times, and just give them an extra tenth or two. Certainly makes a difference.
Well, I wish I'd thought of that. We had a teammate in our team that's not racing this weekend. Would have been really handy to have him come on just as I was coming around the corner every lap.
Well, this was one of those things. I mean, me personally, I am unable to make the race, but I am still going to be qualifying just for the sake of it. see how quick I am.
You're a paid slipstream provider, aren't you?
Oh, no, I'm not. This is. I will admit, I did leak to the will-to-will world that I did have an offer to be a slipstream assister, and I didn't agree to it. I joked and laughed it off, so...
Fair enough. So as we look through, I don't know that we'll see a lot of improvement now. We have 6.5 minutes left. A lot of the good guys have really set their best lap early on. And Gordo is actually just set his quickest on the last lap, but everyone else has set their fastest lap early on. And you do suffer from a bit of brain fade when you get to this point. You've been going 25 minutes doing qualifying laps. It's a bit hard to stay focused for that long.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you kind of find, for me personally, it's probably in that lap 3 to maybe like 8 lap window where you're warmed up and you kind of like with tyres when they get to their optimum pressure and grip level. It's kind of a bit like that mentally, where you are just in the zone and you're hitting the apexes and you are just nailing everything. After that, you kind of become a little just... Maybe you're pushing a little too hard, trying to maximize each corner. It's just not quite... You're not being effective.
Yeah. Well, I notice when I wear my little Fitbit, if I'm racing in real life, my heart rate peaks at about 160 beats a minute. When I'm on the sim, it peaks around the 120 to 130 beats a minute. But it's always higher during qualifying sessions, so because it's higher pressure and it's higher stress, so you're absolutely under the pump the whole time. So to have your heart rate at between 130 and 150 beats a minute for 30 minutes, it's quite exhausting.
Yes, it is one of those things. I notice it personally in races where in qualifying, I can hear the heart thumping, and it just really is, especially with our regular sprint rounds when regular enduros having just a 5-minute quali session. It's get out, do maybe a couple fine laps. It is a really high pressure environment, and then into that first race, the first few laps, again, you are you're having that adrenaline dump, and then it kind of just slowly, you can kind of relax into it. And these guys here are kind of getting in that same kind of zone where immediately as it comes out in those first few laps, you are getting that adrenaline dump where you are just hyperactive, you are hyper aware of everything, and you're hitting your marks, but then as time goes on, it kind of just wears on you a little bit, and you kind of just not quite, you're not 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And the guys that are really at the top end of their field are the ones that are able to level that out, so they don't get the massive high, but they don't get the massive low, and it keeps them fit for the entirety of the session.
Most certainly. There is a reason why people like us are here playing racing on a game and not in real life. Racing at Bathurst professionally, that is because we aren't as good. Although...
I'm not sure who you've been on with, Hammy, but with 3 minutes to go, let's jump on board with Apex, because Zoo has just let him get in front. Just got in front of Apex, and he's giving him draft up Mountain Straight at the moment. And Apex has gone purple in the first sector.
Yeah, I'm bored with him.
This could be the lap of the gods we've been expecting, the 158.
The issue here is he is really close to the back of Zoo, and this
he was too close. Yeah. Oh, that is unfortunate.
That is a fine line you run when you do not rely on slipstream, but when you are getting that slipstream assistance, it's really easy to just catch up to the car in front and just you run out of places to be.
Yep. We come across the top. Spence is up there waiting for one of his teammates to give him slipstream down Conrod. But Lap of the Gods is all over for this one. We might have a chance next lap with Apex.
Unfortunately, if Apex is unable to beat his time, the quickest time might be staying with our good friend Goat.
Yeah, well, Goat's not actually racing, so who is the next one?
I can pull that up. It is 59.5 from the Scooter, which I think is the next best time.
Yep.
A fellow Kiwi racer, so really just, and Pure Axle with a 59.8 as well, so
Kiwis just taking over, aren't they?
unfortunately Tombo did get a 59.6 and a low 59.8, so unfortunately we have to allow some quota of Aussies doing well.
Uh-huh. A quota. We've got to have a minimum.
Alright, as people are starting what would most likely be their last lap. Be interesting to see if there is a late improvement from anyone. Won't be DJ, who has just spun at the exit of turn 1.
Bozza finishing a lap now. And yep, he's got another one.
I believe everyone who's on a lap now, this is their last lap, as nobody's close enough to the start-finish line to start another lap.
Okay.
So next person to finish a lap will be Madriski, currently in 4th. Is he up
And
on
he's
his time?
he's green through sector 2, so we could see some improvement.
He's very, very slightly up, I believe, by 9,000th of a second, so could see a small improvement from Madriski.
Come on, mid, get under the 2 minutes. Oh, very nice through that last corner.
Oh, just missing out. Right. Next we have the pairing of Apex and Zoo, which Apex looks like he's trying to give Zoo a... No, he's getting out of Zoo's way.
Yep.
Does Zoo improve a little bit? Oh,
He's wide. 1-2 finish across the line. Going for it in style.
Right, so next across the line I think will be Untouchables, who has also just unfortunately met his fate at the chase.
Yeah, DCE's gone off there as well.
Alright, next is Bozza. Please let somebody finish the lap clean. Here we go, exiting the chase. There we go. Alright, coming into the last corner. Keeps it nice, keeps it clean.
Oh, touchy.
Oh, a marginal improvement from Bozza.
Yeah, that was his best. Well done. So, who have we got next?
Looks like some people are
Oh
posing.
my god, look at this.
Alright, here comes Gordok. I think the last... yes, because DCE has a penalty.
Yep.
Gordok does not improve.
Okay.
So... Oh, and DCE doing some nice slides across the finish line.
So these guys are going to sit there and make the clock run out before we do the 1 lap dash.
Possibly here to have maybe a little bit of a team photo, all being from the serial killer's stable. Although it doesn't quite work considering they are ghosted.
Yeah.
I think it shows the lack of IQ possibly in their team.
Just touchy to finish now. He's decided to go in reverse instead and do doughies.
Yeah. You can rebrand to serial killers, but you can never take the leftovers culture out of them, can you?
Yes. you said that any better. And there we go. All right. So Apex with a 159.4. We know we can go faster than that. He won't be happy with it. But I would have been absolutely stoked to get anywhere near that. So well done, Apex.
And I believe at the moment that does have him in provisional pole, so for Division 1, so...
Yep.
While he may felt like he could have gone quicker, and he's not the quickest person overall, he is the quickest person who is set to race, so... a pole is pole nonetheless, even if you think you got to go on a few tenths quicker.
Yeah, and look, like we said before, is where you start is less important in this race than it is in other races. So if it was a 5-lap sprint race, then absolutely you'd be, you'd be doing everything you can to start up right up the front. But with a 43-lap race, it's not as important. So
yeah, you can afford. If you got great strategy, you good on tyre, you good on fuel. Starting at the front is not as a. It's not much of as a. It's not a crucial aspect of your lead up to the race as it is for this one here. It is just start where you start. If you start at the front, awesome. You know you're on pole. If not, then best to just quickly move on and just get the race face on, because otherwise there's no point crying over spilt milk. So yeah, I shall take a look and see if there is anybody else with the heavy hitters of Division 1 yet to qualify. Nobody tomorrow in that split.
well, we still have Fixer Chris. He hasn't qualified yet.
Yes, my boy Fixer. Let's have a look. Fixer Chris is at Kazadro and Sherman.
Yep.
So it's going to be a pretty competitive qualifying session, especially with a couple Scuderia Quattrofoglio members, the regular Division 1 drivers, so they will certainly be, I would imagine, be working together to optimise the qualifying time and hopefully knock Apex off his perch.
Yep. Yeah, well, Chris could get an extra couple of points for getting pole position.
Exactly.
Which would be very handy.
It'd be very handy, especially considering how razor thin the gaps are currently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Every point counts.
Well, as we finish up the 1-lap dash, we've got people doing doughies on the main straight. We've got a couple of the serial killers just cruising around for a photo finish.
See, they must be in the stream because I've learnt that I called them zero IQ, so they have seemed to realise that they can't be ghosted if they're looking at taking a team photo.
And DCE Racing having a bit of trouble keeping that McLaren with the wheels pointed in the right direction.
It's a tough car. I spent a season in it, and it was, besides for Monza, and this is Monza no chicane, it was a pretty lackluster season for me. I know teammates that season, Pure Axle Scooter, was able to smash it in those cars. I could not.
Yeah, look, it's an absolute rocket ship. It flies in a straight line, but
oh, no doubt.
When you have to get anything else out of it, it struggles. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Thank you, Corbin, and thank you, Hammy.
Yeah, thanks for calling it, guys.
We certainly did have a few of the heavyweights out tonight, and next couple of streams will be interesting to see who does take out the points and take out pole position. So until next time, all the punters at home, and as always, keep the wheels straight and in between the lines.